Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be looking at how we can use our yoga practice to strengthen the pelvis. And so we're going to get started in a child's pose, just helping our hip flexors to get ready to move. So this practice will be a short practice, and I invite you to watch the practice first and take some notes. I'll be walking you through what's happening anatomically as we go. As we start here, we're just inviting the hip flexors to sort of begin to move a little bit. Many of us have been seated at a desk all day, and this is familiar, but a little bit deeper than we're used to going. And from here, we're going to move into a tabletop position. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Just going to begin to move forwards and backwards, just noticing our own range of motion here. For some of our students, they're not going to be able to get as deep into flexion, and that's okay. And then we're going to pause here in a neutral position. We'll tuck our toes and meet in downward dog. I'm just taking a moment to invite a little bit of release through the hamstrings, and then finding some stillness in your downward facing dog. We'll take a breath in and raise the leg up, and as we do that, feel the glute engage. This is the hip extender we were talking about earlier. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the foot in between the hands and lower the left knee. So coming up into a low lunge here, reaching the arms up overhead, we're currently flexing through the psoas and the center quadricep. And the glute muscle is extended right now. And from here, we're going to isometrically engage the inner thighs by dragging the right heel to the left knee and the left knee to the right heel, not actually physically dragging them, but energetically engaging so it feels as though we are dragging them. This is an isometric engagement that helps to build strength. We'll release the hands to the top of the mat and straighten through the right leg. Sometimes it helps to straighten the right leg, maybe slide the heel forward. If you have blocks, you can use blocks or come up onto your fingers. Now, although we are stretching through the back of the leg and stretching through the hamstrings, we're still actively engaged in the hip flexors. So those hip flexors are still in a contracted state. We're going to bend into the right knee and come into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift with a bent knee, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhaling all the way up, and exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bend the knees, step the left foot back, and we'll walk to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Now from here, we're going to bring the peace fingers to the big toes, let the head hang, and then notice if there's a tendency to spread. Can you hug the inner thighs together, engaging through the front of the legs? You should feel it more here than anywhere else. Take another breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, half lift, and we're going to walk it back to the top of the mat. Now from here, we're going to set up for a crescent lunge. Coming up for crescent lunge, reaching the arms up overhead. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, you can always use blocks and stay lower with the hands on blocks, or you can bring weight into the posture by raising the arms up overhead. Take one more breath here. Release the hands to frame the front leg and straighten the right leg. Hug the right hip in towards the midline and create stability in the SI. Take another breath. Bend into the right knee, stepping the right foot back for plank pose and down dog. We're going to do that on the opposite side. Inhaling, left leg raises. Really feeling that contraction of the glute to extend the left leg, and then bring the left foot forward in between the hands, lowering the right knee down. Inhale, come up for low lunge. Pressing in to the top of the right foot, so you're engaging the right leg and the left leg, and then creating that isometric movement again. Heel to knee, knee to heel, energetic engagement of the inner thighs. Releasing the hands to frame the left foot, straighten the left leg. And then again, maybe coming up to the finger pads to give yourself a little bit of space. Still working on containment, so hug the hip in towards the midline and feel that active engagement of the left foot. Bend into the left knee, step the right foot to meet the left, and fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms and step back with the right foot and take it to the right for a wide angled forward fold. Same work that we did on the opposite side. Hug the inner thighs in, create engagement through the legs. You'll feel it most in the front of your legs. And then inhale, come up halfway and take it to the left, setting up for crescent lunge. Inhaling, coming up, reaching up. Always an option to release the hands and support yourself with all of your limbs, engaging and hugging in towards the midline. Release the hands to frame the foot, straighten the left leg, pull the left hip back. Bending into the left knee, step the foot back, plank to down dog, to child's pose. Now let's try a similar sequence, and this time we're going to use a chair to support us. We'll start in child's pose, just like we did before. I'm reaching for my chair just to help me to get a little bit more out of this child's posture. And when I'm ready, I'm going to come forward into a tabletop, and then I'm going to tuck my toes and press my hips up and back. Now you'll notice that the chair is on my mat. My dog is a little bit shorter than normal, and that's okay. And so now I'm going to bring my right foot forward just like we did before. And then I'm going to use the chair, bringing my hands up onto the chair. Now get my right foot forward and stack my knee over my ankle. So this chair is giving me a little bit of extra stability so that I can play a little bit more with creating strength. Now from here, I can stay just like this. This is great. Or I can begin to work on dipping the left knee down and coming up. Now you can see I have the support of the chair. My knee is staying stacked over the ankle. My core is engaged. And I'm strengthening the right hip. Straighten the right leg, pull the right hip back, and then keep extending through the crown of the head. Now from here, I can bend into the right knee and step back for a modified down dog. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to raise my left leg and step my left foot forward in between my hands. Again, stacking my knee over the ankle. Now, same thing here. I can stay here. This is a great place to be. Or I can start to lower my knee and come up. Lowering the knee and coming up. Lowering the knee and coming up. One last time. And then straighten the leg. Pull the hips back. Bending into the front leg. Stepping back to downward dog. Coming to the knees. Taking a seat on the shins. So this is one way we can use a chair to help to strengthen the pelvis. There are a couple other ways that we can use chairs to help us to strengthen the pelvis as well. We can use them as a modifier. And so let's take a look at what that would look like. Standing here in a supported Tadasana, I have my hand on the chair and my other hand on my hip. I'm going to raise my leg up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower my leg down. I'm going to do that with the other leg too. Raise the leg up, holding for 3, 2, 1. Release. We can do that a couple of times. Raising the leg up. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg down. Raising the leg up. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Let's take a look at another way we can use the chair to strengthen the pelvis. So here we're coming in for another option, another way that we can strengthen the pelvis and use a chair to modify. We can bring our hands to the back of the chair. Here, turn the toes to the right and the left. We want to stand a little bit away from the chair, and we're going to bend the knees and straighten the legs. Bend the knees and straighten the legs. Bend the knees and straighten the legs. Now, you could probably do this without a chair, but some of your clients are going to need the extra stability of the chair. Let's see what it would look like without the chair. Feet to the right and the left. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. One more time. And straighten the legs. As you can see, there are many different ways that we can use yoga asana to help to strengthen the pelvic girdle. And we've shown you a couple of different ways to encourage strength. In our next video, we're going to look at different ways to encourage flexibility. When we teach our students both, we are encouraging stability.